Tatiana, you've got 3 children, aged 16, 9 and 4 years old. It must be very difficult for you as a mother to be in the situation of a war with your children. I mean, they don't understand the situation of war. I mean, they're still young. And how did you cope? How did you cope with the children, the husband fleeing Kiev to Poland, and then the whole time spending there in Poland and then back to South Africa? I believe it's not your first time here, or is it?
Yes, it's not the first time, yes. Well, coping is quite difficult. Me, as many mothers, the invasion started, and before invasion there was a lot of discussions of possibility of invasion. So weeks before the invasion, I started to talk to my children what they should do in case if they hear sirens, that they must not afraid about this, where they need to go. I started to prepare them to know where the bomb shelters are, where they can hide. They must learn their names, addresses. All those conversations does not come easy to your children because you know what can happen to them. And when invasion started and these bombs that we started to hear in Kiev and explosives, and you take them to the shelter over the night, and your child can be hysterical because she does not, little one especially, because she does not understand that why we have to stay in the basement somewhere in the shelter for some times where other children already sleeping, and she needs also maintain to be quiet because then it's not convenient, it's not your home, you're not going to sleep in your bed. And when your 16-year-old is basically grew up in one day because she's basically already adult to help you with the little ones.
Yeah, right.
So, and you cannot understand them why. My son is asking questions. Why Russians wants to kill us? Why? And I don't have answer to that. That's because of your language. That's because you are Ukrainian. That's because, and I'm sure many children in Ukraine and many mothers have to answer questions like this. Why Russians would like to come and kill our children? Why do they do this? What did we do to them? Our children did nothing to them. They were just growing up in their country, in their homes, and one day these homes were taken away from them. Since the 24th of February, life is just changed for us. They don't have home anymore. They have to leave their home. Imagine my daughter this year graduating school. We were preparing for her to pick, these days we should have picked nice dress for her for the prom to find where the school will be celebrating graduation from the school. And she had plans for her future to study further, stay in Ukraine. And now everything is changed to that.
Instead, I had to teach her how to use a firearm and tell her what to do, what if something happens to me and her mother.
At least you as mother and him as the father of the children, motherly instinct, immediately you started to prepare them at least before the time.
Yes.
In case you fall away or both
Yes.
you fall away, what they have to do then. And
Yes.
you know, Nastia is 16 years old. She can, in a way, start looking after the other two if you two fall
Yes.
away. But is there anything from their side at this stage that you can see that there's something wrong, or it influenced
Absolutely.
them?
It's influenced children very much. They miss, like, they travel, my little one, every time she walks out of the house and place where we live, she packs a backpack. She puts a backpack on and she doesn't want to take it off. She walks outside with a backpack. She does not understand. She knows if we move out, she needs to have a backpack on. My son, he is when we're in a safe place, we moved to other part of Ukraine, Poland. Then he comes to me and he says sometimes, tonight I was crying. I said, why are you crying? Because I miss my friends. I would like to play with them. I don't know where they are, because their family also took them away. So he says this, my 16 years old, she wants always to come back home. And as soon as Kiev was already like, there was no forward invasion and tanks and all the convoys and also they pulled back from Kiev. She said, let's come back home. Let's come back home. She constantly wants to come back. So definitely there is impact. I don't know what it's going to be on the long term, but currently I need to comfort and find them comfort to say them that we will come back home when it's going to be safe. It is relatively safe now, but it's not yet, because you see every day in the news, and my family is still in Ukraine, and we know, we're worried about them, because we can, airstrikes, nobody cancels airstrikes, because you can see that what happened to Odessa a day ago.
It can change in 24 hours.
So everything can change. Daily, siren alarm, you got this map, and you see like Ukraine on the air, air alert every day. Nearly whole Ukraine. There is no safe place in Ukraine yet. Not yet.
Okay, but thank you for the interview. At least you're safe now. The children are safe. You can settle now here in Mossel Bay, Martinbos, with your father-in-law, mother-in-law, and
We're safe now, but
look after the children, because that's the most important at this stage is to get them.
That was a huge motivation for me why we started to flee, because I knew as a mother that I will fail if something happens to my children. I will not forgive to myself. That's like, I'm Ukrainian and my heart is tearing apart, that I would like to be now in Ukraine, and I know that I can be helpful there, to be with people and stand together by them and do something there. But I know that I have 3 children, and it's a choice. Or you take your children to safety and make a future for them, and they will pass through generations and remember what happens to them. And many children who now are victims of this war, and then they come and rebuild our country. Or this is the choice, or I will stay with them there, and I will have maybe more chances to die there somehow. And and
most families can't just pick up and leave.
Huge tragedies that they leave. The cities that everybody here now about Mariupol, it's our pain, the Irpin, Bucha, all Kiev region, the Kharkiv. There is no, Odessa. This is going to be always in our hearts, and whole world will know these names. Whole world will know soon Ukrainian cities by the names. They will know what is this, because behind every city they will know what happened in the city to the Ukrainian people.
Good luck for your family.
Thank you very much.
We all think about, I think the whole South Africa is behind the Ukrainians at this stage, and we'll see what the outcome is. Maybe one day you will be able to return.
Absolutely.
Beloved country.
In victory of Ukraine.
I'm South African, but Ukraine became a home.
Okay.
Thank you.